This is Sneaker Gears, my name is Levi, and welcome to the first episode of Running Gears that we've done in a long time. Now, this is something that I have been saying the last few videos. During this time of stay-at-home or quarantine, depending where you are around the world, is really a great time to get into running. As long as your current state or city allows you to get out, at least here in Chicago it does. I have been fortunate enough to go on 5 different short runs or jogs, brisk walks, depending on the pace that you're looking at. And it's been eye-opening. Now, I have always gone for runs every so often, and as a sneaker collector, I actually get a lot of performance shoes. But I wanted to start doing perspective from someone who is a new runner. I really am trying to do a lot more. As David Goggins says, embrace the suck, and I suck at running. So this is the perfect time to really get into it. So if you're new to running, you can join me on this journey. I am not a typical runner. I don't look like one. I definitely don't have any of the paces. My background comes mostly from football and basketball with sprints, with not enough durability as far as being able to run long distances or a long time, and that's hurt me on the court. So this is something I'm looking at this time to really work on that and build my aerobic engine. So for the first review I'm doing in Running Gears, I really wanted to bring you the most comfortable sneaker you can buy, or running shoe. So with that, let's get right into it. If you're new to this channel, thank you for watching. We do a lot of basketball reviews, some training reviews, which we'll do a little bit more, and now we're going to start doing more running reviews. Now, I want to give full respect to all the reviewers who do running shoes out there who put 30, 50, 100 miles on a shoe before the review. I will definitely be doing my paces and my miles. Currently, in my first week of running, I have done between 1 and 2 miles per run, with a total of about 9 miles this week. I know there's a lot of runners who do 18 to 20 miles on their long run on the weekend. I'm also about 240 pounds, and I do more 100-yard dashes and sprints and play basketball. So I'm a different body type, I'm a new runner, and I wear a size 12 to 13. Generally, a 12 wide fits me just about right, if not a 12 and a half, depending on the shoe. So if you're a new runner, hopefully you can join me in my journey. If this is something that my input can help you out as far as being a new runner and how it feels, that's my goal, because I think I really have a completely different take. So I know I said we're going to talk about the most comfortable shoe, and if you can see them behind me, the most comfortable shoe you can buy. And this is from someone who owns essentially the highest cushion version of each manufacturer's high cushion shoe, whether it be from Adidas, Nike, Saucony, Mizuno, Brooks, Hoka, you name it. I try to make sure I give the best chance possible for every manufacturer. I'm a neutral runner, so I'm looking at high cushion, neutral shoes, and the number one spot is the Saucony Triumph 17. If you haven't seen my reviews before, I do like to start from the top down, working my way from fit, then to support, cushion, and traction. So the fit on the Saucony Triumph 17 is, for lack of a better word, amazing. They used to use something called ISOFIT, and we're talking about Saucony as a company on their entire line for probably the last 5 or 6 years. I actually liked ISOFIT simply because I was able to go with my true size 12 and get a fairly comfortable fit. Some of them I did have to go with a 12 wide. On something like the Freedom, I did have to do a 13. So just because it's the same manufacturer doesn't mean you're getting the same fit for every shoe. So when they went to a completely different upper without the ISOFIT, I was a little bit worried, but this thing fits amazing. I was able to go with a true 12, even though I have a wide midfoot with plenty of forefoot space as far as your toe box, plenty of lockdown in the midfoot. This thing is absolutely amazing. Around the heel area and tongue, it's very plush, very well padded, so you're getting just a super comfortable fit as well as a super comfortable ride with the cushion. So fit, I would say go true to size. Whether you're a wide footer, a narrow foot, you're gonna be able to get a nice lockdown. They did a good job with these kind of rubber or overlays over the midfoot, where you still get a nice lockdown, even if you have tight corners running around a street. In Chicago, we're mostly running on asphalt and concrete, so having a little more secure fit does actually help. Overall, it's just been fantastic and I can recommend it to anybody. Working our way down to support and then cushion, this has a nice rigid heel cup. You guys can take a look here. It's internal, it's solid, it's sculpted. You don't feel like you're going anywhere. Combination with that lockdown fit, it's something that actually provides probably more support than you need on a running shoe, and way more support than a lot of my other high cushion shoes. Interrupt this video as we are being sponsored by ourselves, Sneaker Gears, and our Velocity insoles. These are the highest cushion insoles on the market, and you can use it to really make any shoe pretty much a max cushion. These have some of the highest energy return, so you can get a little bit of that ZoomX feel from your $250 Elite shoes and put that in any shoe you want. I use these when I need a little extra pop, when my legs are feeling tired. Actually, today I just did a run of these in my Hoka Rincons, and it totally changed the shoe from being maybe a cushioned and little speedster to something where I have a nice pop out of it. Now, our insoles are about 7mm thick. They come like this, completely flat, but they actually begin to mold to your foot. So they give a little bit of support. It is full length cushion. So if you strike on your heel, on your forefoot, on your midfoot, it doesn't matter. We have you covered. These are available. Take a look at sneakergears.com. You can pick them up, and let me guys know if you have any questions. Back to the videos. This, as I said, is a neutral shoe. You can see it actually twists fairly decent amount, not a huge amount. There's some rigidity here, so it does help if you need some support. But if you need additional support for pronation or supination, something like the Saucony Guidance is maybe a little bit better choice. This is also rather flexible, and that kind of goes right into the ride in the cushion. All right, the cushion, that's why we're here today. Hashtag Boost is life used to be the saying, and I'm here to tell you the king is dead. Boost, which you can see right here behind me, is no longer the most comfortable midsole. Saucony, with their Power Run Plus, long live the king. This stuff actually looks a lot like Boost. We'll get a close up here. And the difference being it feels lighter. It absorbs impact a little better when you hit the ground. You're not going straight to the ground as far as it doesn't absorb it as much. Boost, with at least my weight, when I'm running, I feel like I can squish through it. It's almost too soft. I hit the ground, and then on push off, it pushes me forward a little bit, which I like that energy return. The energy return on this guy is surpassed Boost while being lighter and more flexible, even though at the end of the day, obviously this is a very Boost-like substance that Saucony has done their own formula where it's their own version of it. But this is what Boost should have evolved to, and they really didn't. Now, as far as being the most comfortable shoe, why am I coming up with that? Some of the most comfortable shoes today are widely regarded from being from Hoka. Now, this is the Hoka Rincon. I have an older Clifton behind me. The new Nike Infinity has a lot of React, so that's one of more comfortable shoes. I have all of them, and what I look for in the most comfortable shoe is one, being able to absorb the impact. Now again, I am putting more impact on a shoe at 240 pounds than many runners are, but some runners who are going fast are really putting a lot of forces on their foot. I think they say there's something like twice your body weight essentially you're putting on your foot, and your muscles and your legs are absorbing that. So having a cushion that can really absorb that impact and take the pressure off your knees, your back, your joints overall, something like Hoka in general with their high stack height do an amazing job of absorbing that cushion. The next level is it helping you? Some shoes, like Hoka's, and not particularly the Rincon, have a kind of a rocker motion. So when you land, it helps you move into your next stride. So you can either do that with a little more advanced rocker, something like what Asics has, or with something like a carbon fiber or a firm plate where it almost pushes you forward physically. As you bend that plate, it wants to bend back. So what's nice about the Triumph is essentially it doesn't have a rocker really. Doesn't have a plate. It allows your foot to move naturally, but it has such an energy return that there's maybe not necessarily a pop, but you really do feel it pushing you forward, easing your stride, making your legs feel a little bit lighter, having a little bit more energy than what they did in basically maybe an older shoe you may have, or a shoe that might not be as highly cushioned. So as a new runner, if you're just getting into it as myself, we can use all the help that we can get. So having a shoe that really helps you learn your stride, become more comfortable with how you're running, that feels natural, but is absorbing the impact and is helping you along, is essentially the trifecta. And I can go over every other shoe and what benefits they give you. With running shoes, you're spending so much time in them. For me, about 30 to 45 minutes. Hopefully next week I'm going to get into an hour-long runs. And again, people are running for 2 hours, 4 hours, 6-hour runs. You're spending so much time. The cushion, the fit, the materials are very personal, so it makes a big difference. So having a running shoe review and reviewers that can relate and be honest, I think make a big difference. I want to thank all the reviewers out there. Seth Demore I watch, Kofuzi, Ginger Runner. A lot of you guys believe in the run. Jamie Michaels, thank you guys for doing such great jobs. Hopefully I can be a benefit. Please put in the comments what you guys are thinking that I'm missing or what I can add. But let's move on to traction and then comparisons. All right, the traction, I'll be quick. It uses Saucony's crystal rubber, which by all accounts, every review, every report, lasts a long time. I'm already showing some wear here, and I have worn these maybe a total of 50 miles, pretty low, probably closer to 40, honestly. But running on concrete, running on asphalt is something I know can last a long time. Saucony usually doesn't do massive year-to-year changes, so if they're going to keep the same style, I have no problem wearing this through and getting next year's version, or getting maybe the 17 again on a discount. But this is something that's going to last you a long time. The rubber is, let's see here, all crystal throughout. The orange you can see there, and the black parts are their high abrasion. I really don't land on my heel. Not too much on the forefoot either. I land more right on the outsole, so you can really tell where you're landing. Check the outsoles of your shoes and you can learn kind of how your stride is forming. If you want to change it, if you need to modify it, if you're a heel or forefoot striker, you can really tell a lot about yourself by looking at the outsole and seeing where it wears down, and then maintaining it or modifying your stride as you see fit. All right, so how does the Saucony Triumph 17 compare? Some of the highest cushion shoes out there are going to be your New Balance 1080 version 10, your Asics Glide Ride, Asics with the new Nimbus Light 2, Hoka with their Clifton 6. You have a lot of high cushion neutral trainers, and obviously I'm probably missing a few, the Infinity React, the Mizuno. I have the Wave Sky Rider 3. It's a really long name. I'll put it in the comments below. Out of all those, they all have their purpose. I actually enjoy most of them. There's not necessarily a bad or terrible running shoe out there. It's just what's going to fit you best, what fits your style, and what are you trying to accomplish. And for me, if I'm recommending a shoe and I'm just looking for the most cushion out there, or if I'm not looking forward to a run, the shoe I'm grabbing is this guy. The Triumph 17 really does a great job of not being too heavy, making your stride feel natural, having a nice energy return where you really feel like the shoe's helping you, and most importantly, just absorbing that shock and impact when you're running so you're not too sore for the next day and you can get out and put more miles in. At the end of the day, you want to stay healthy. When you start running, many runners get injured very early, and I should say beginning joggers. You put too many miles, you don't have the correct kind of stride to put a lot more pressure on your feet or your joints just because you're not used to putting those miles on your legs, and neither am I. I'm learning this, I'm watching, so hopefully I can share some information with you as I go through it, and you guys can share it with me as far as what I need to improve. Now, the other shoe that I absolutely love, and you guys saw earlier, and this is a different kind of shoe, is the Hoka Rincon. I'll definitely be doing a review on the Hoka line and this next, but this is giving you a substantial amount of cushion without being too mushy, so it feels a little bit quicker, and being unbelievably light. So that's a different day, different kind of runs, but that's something, again, depending what you're looking for to help you guys narrow it down, that's my goal. But if I can recommend one shoe to anybody not knowing anything about you, your size, how many miles you're doing, go with the Triumph 17. Guys, girls, thank you for watching. Hopefully this video you found helpful or informative. If you like any more information or have any questions, I'm happy to help as best I can down in the comments below. As always, this is Levi with Sneaker Gears. I really appreciate you guys, and I'll come at you later.